Hi everyone, welcome to Craft Addict K. I'm Carla.
And I'm Sam.
And this is a channel about cross stitch.
Yes.
And today is going to be something very special. At least I hope you all enjoy, because everybody says they love a WIP parade. So sit back. I know I gave it away. Sit back and enjoy. We are celebrating our 1 year stitchiversary.
Kind of.
We started stitching last October of 2018. Today is October 25th, 2019. Fall is well upon us. We want to thank all of our returning subscribers and welcome anybody new that has stumbled upon us and would like to join in and see what we're stitching on. We want to give another shout out to all of the women out there and men. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this is a wonderful time to get yourself set up for your mammograms if you have not done so already. And men are not excluded from breast cancer, ladies. They also can have this disease as well. So get your testing, follow up with your doctor, and if you're at the magical age like I am, I just had my mammogram this morning. Yay.
Yeah.
Ew. You will have yours too one day, young lady.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that right now.
Uh-huh. It's coming. Samantha, you want to talk about what we did fun last Sunday?
We went stitching in the wild. Yeah. We went to Panera Bread and we stitched with 3 other ladies and had a good time.
Who was the other ladies? Do you remember their names?
There was Charlene.
Uh-huh. Boy.
Sharon. I almost said Sherry.
Sharon.
And
You always stumble on Teresa.
I remember Kim, but yeah.
And so, how did that go?
I got a lot of stitching done on my head. That's all I want to say. And you got a lot of stitches on your project. We ate some good broccoli cheddar soup and had a good time.
Yep. So we did have a good time, and so much so that I didn't even think about taking pictures. I didn't think about taking video. I don't know if the women that came to meet us there would have wanted us to take their video either. I don't know. I didn't ask because I was kind of living in the moment.
And you know, she was looking at her pattern on her iPad, and we film on the iPad. So it was staring at her the whole time, and she didn't even realize.
I was living in the moment. It was our first stitchy outing that we just kind of said, hey, anybody wants to join us? And we had 3 people that jumped up and came and met us at Panera, and so much so that we have decided as a group we want to start doing this the first Sunday of every month, weather permitting, and we're going to be meeting up again next Sunday, November 3rd. So if you're interested, it is at the Panera Bread in Butler, Pennsylvania. We welcome anyone that wants to come and hang out with us. We went this past Sunday. We were there at about 12:30. Everybody we agreed to meet at 1 o'clock. And we wrapped things up, I think, at 5. So it was good 4 hours of stitching. We weren't monopolizing. We had a nice table.
It was out of the way of everybody else who was actually.
It's kind of out of the way. It was a nice lit up. We were window side.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of natural lighting, and it was good. And nope, it was never cramped. There was always seats, so if anybody came, and it was good. My husband kind of thought that was odd to meet at Panera Bread, but I think they encourage it because there was a lot of business meetings going around us. I saw some study groups happening. So if you want to come and join us, we're going to be meeting up the first Sunday of every month, weather permitting. Anybody who can is welcome to come and join us for a fun afternoon of stitching. And I want to say thank you, Charlene, Sharon, and Teresa for the company. It was a wonderful time. We really did have a good time. We talked about it on the way home. Samantha says, Mom, we got friends.
I was acting like how she would. And I think I did a good impression.
We did have a good time. So I also want to just kind of say that thank you to our recent giveaway winners. I heard back from Kelly that she received her bag in her pattern in the mail, and she loved it. We got your card, Kelly. Thank you so much. You didn't have to send us a card, but it was very much appreciated and very nice. And I heard from Cheryl as well that she got her bag from Gay Run Toten Bags. So she was able to select the bag that she wanted, and I think it all went well. So I don't think we have any giveaways right now out there pending. We've kind of had a couple back to back, so I just wanted to kind of take a deep breath and breathe a little bit. So I think everything at this point's been sent out. Our last giveaway winner was Amy, and she did get in touch with me, and she lives in North Pole, Alaska.
Which is really cool.
I think it's so cool. So we did send that out over the weekend. On Saturday, we sent that off to North Pole, Alaska. I just like saying that. That's really cool. Can you believe this world of technology that we have? So today's programming or our setup is just a little bit different. We're kind of going to put all of our haul and all of our random acts of kindness that we received because Heaven and Earth had a big sale.
And that influenced a lot of kindness in people.
It did influence a lot of kindness in people, especially in those virtual stitchers. They are enablers, girls and guys. They are true enablers. But if you're looking for somebody to stitch with, they're your crew. They will sit on your computer, your iPad, your telephone.
Telephone?
Yeah, you can put Zoom on your phone.
I know, but you said telephone.
Well, yeah, it's a telephone. Or is it a cell phone?
Cell phone.
Oh, wow. Is that what the next generations come to? You can't say telephone? Too many syllables?
No, it's not that. It's just like telephone sounds like something like, what is it?
Ancient? Go ahead.
No, it's not ancient. It's like the little square like telephone boxes that you know, house phones.
Oh, so that's a telephone?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. One phone, cell phone, telephone.
What's a cell phone?
Continue on with the video. This is too much.
Okay. So why don't we start with our Stitchy Kindness? I want to go ahead and jump in if that's okay with you. Okay. So Linda from Virtual Stitchers, her and I have been talking. We've been watching this pattern for a while. Said if it went on sale that we would both get it and we would stitch it together. It's a Heaven and Earth design. Well, in the meantime, some other folks enabled me. And I managed to get some other patterns that we're going to show in my WIP Parade because I've already kind of started them. I have not started this one yet, but I wanted to share it because she was kind enough to gift this to me. And I told her we will get together and we will start this. And this will be one of our New Year starts in the first, I'm hoping by June. June is my birthday, so maybe it'll become my birthday start. I just need some time to work on my other good things. So this is the pattern. It is artwork by Joan Marie. It is called Guardian of Peace. And I really liked all the colors and how bright they were. So I went ahead and printed it out. She sent this to me as a rack on Heaven and Earth Designs. And you can do that if you have your friend's email in their name. I think you can do a random act from people's wish list. This just happened to be on my wish list. And she also has one too. So her and I will be working on that together in the coming months. My daughter, middle daughter, some of you may know, I have 3 daughters. I have no sons. I have 1 son-in-law, 1 daughter boyfriend, don't know, and my Samantha. So I have a daughter.
Myself.
I have a daughter Megan and my son-in-law Albert, and I have my daughter Rachel, who is in the military. Got me this shirt.
You can't read the bottom.
Can't read the bottom. Look, this is my daughter. Has your back. Proud Army mom. She is in the Army National Guard, and very proud of her. Anyway,
Jesse.
And her boyfriend Jesse.
Yeah.
If he sticks around. Give him strength, guys. Give him strength. She's a challenge. So it's a good challenge. She's a good challenge. She's outgoing, wants to go run, do everything, and do all the things, and is not afraid much of anything.
She's the social butterfly of the family.
She is definitely the social butterfly of the family. She's coming this weekend, and she thinks she's going to convince her dad to take her to a scare house, and he don't do the scare stuff.
And neither do you.
And I'm not doing it.
I told her I told her to
We took her to, her birthday's in October, so we took her to a corn maze. She pushed Samantha and I down
into the corn
as she took off running and left us.
And stopped at the next scary person and then decided to come back for us.
Yeah.
And then the scary person who was there next to us was laughing.
Couldn't even scare us because he was laughing so hard because she shoved us down on the ground and took off running. So, yeah, my days of scary things with her, done. Check the box. I'm done with that. And Samantha don't like that stuff, so we're good.
I'm okay watching scary movies because I know it can't get me like that. I just see it happening. I can think of the better choices I would have made if I was in the movie. I don't have to experience it.
There you go. I don't want to experience it. Anyways, we got completely off subject, but while she was at a recent training or drill experience, she went to the Flight 93 National Memorial in Pennsylvania. If you don't know, September 11th, that's where the plane went down in Pennsylvania here. And they had an ornament. It was a cross stitch. And I might have shown this before, but I couldn't remember. And I'm not taking it out of the plastic because it's got the whole kit, the floss, the Ada cloth and everything. And inside is the story and the pattern. And this is by the Posey collection. It's created in America to honor our needlework heritage, preserving our story and stitches is what it says. So I just thought that that was really nice. I'm sorry if you're getting a reflection, but there you have that. That was some stitchy kindness from my daughter, Rachel. The other person that I want to give a shout out to is Isabel, another friend that I've made on Virtual Stitches. Stitcher, she is a gem.
Always sewing on a Haid.
Always sewing on a Haid. Actually taught me that you can have more than one Haid going and it's okay because she does beautiful stitches. And one that she's been stitching, I never would have purchased the pattern, but I keep watching her stitching on it and it just is so beautiful. Yes. You get enabled and you're like, oh, I'd really like to stitch that. So she sent me the pattern. And this is, it's called Lyra. It's a Heaven and Earth design. Artwork is by Micah Jelena. And this is the pattern. Well, at least a picture of the pattern. And I received that from her. And in that was a wonderful, nice, beautiful letter. And also had something for Samantha in there.
Oh, this?
Yes. Would you like to show that?
Yeah, I would like
I want you to know, Isabel, I was kind of excited. I thought those were for me too.
Yeah, she got
until I read the letter.
You should have seen how jealous she got. Oh, Sally.
Did you fall asleep? There we go.
No, it was a mess. Okay. There we go. Hold on. There we go. Okay.
So she has 3 needle minders that Isabel sent her. Jack, Sally, and Jack's face.
And she got really jealous. That's all I'm gonna say. And it was a pure joy to see.
You did well, Miss Isabel. She said I didn't want to send just Carla something without including Samantha because we're a duo. So thank you very much, Isabel. I appreciate it so much. I already took your pattern and I went to my local Staples and I got it copied and put a spiral binding on it. The spiral binding is like $4, I think. I think it was like $4, and it gives you a clear cover. It has a clear covering, and it has a cardstock on the back. And as he was doing this, I realized I forgot to tell him to enlarge it because the pattern is not large enough for my old eyes. So I asked him if they'd enlarge it, and I have to show this to you guys. They enlarged it.
A whole bunch.
It's like a calendar. Somebody on Virtual Stitcher says, oh my gosh, it's like a calendar.
It really is.
Look,
think about it.
Look at the 2 side by side. Okay, so the neat thing about this is they spiral bound, but they spiral bound on the top. So you can flip your pages.
Oh, I thought I was going to be pattern. I was like, don't
nope,
show the
I'm not
pattern.
showing you the pattern, but you can flip your pages so you get the idea. And you can tell the difference in how big that wording is.
I'm trying to help you out.
Sorry.
Here, I'll hold this up for you.
To this wording. So you can see there's a difference between the print. And what all they did was they took the pattern and they ran it through 11 by 17 paper and it automatically apparently makes it zoom in. I don't know. They couldn't put a cover on it though because of the size, but I'll be able to see it. And I've got all the floss for it, so it is kitted. And I think this is going to be a January start, because if you look at this pattern, there's a lot of blue here. And the challenge groups I'm in, I think that might be beneficial if I just need to plug in some stitches on something that I need to do fairly quickly. Semi-Sane stitchers for 800 stitches in a night. This might be something that I use for that. So
what's next?
I think that's all I have for kindness. I do have haul, and we wanted to go over haul real quickly, and then Samantha's going to start her WIP parade. We're going to do a time check, see where we're at. If we think we can do this in one video, we will. If we think we should do it in a part A and a part B, we will do a part A and a part B with my WIP parade on the next video, right, that would follow after this one.
Okay.
Okay, so for haul, do you have any haul?
No.
No? Okay. Are you sure?
I mean,
wait a minute. You have kindness.
I already showed my kindness.
What about my kindness to you?
We're saving that for the end, remember?
Oh, okay.
Jeez,
All
this
right.
lady.
Okay, so let's go through my haul, because I was bad. We won't say. Okay, if you see this bag, then you know what's coming next. I have Gayron Toten bag. This is his Winter Sal bag with the Winter Sal grime guard inside and the beautiful fabric. You can see
The snowflakes.
the snowflakes. And that bag is to house my winter Quakers. If you've been watching Sunshine Stitchers, sorry. If you've been watching the Sunshine Stitchers, then you know that they have started an autumn Quaker already this year. And on December, I think the 20th or sometime during that week, they're going to be starting the winter Quaker. I don't know that I will start that this year unless I get significant finishes on some of the WIPs I have. I may start that to have finished for next year. So that would be a goal item. I got the whole kit. So it comes with dwarf fabric from Picture This Plus, and that's pretty true to color. Kind of has like a suede look. I like that.
A suede look?
Yeah, kind of suede, like you would think of felt or something. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a 28 count Lugana.
Oh, it looks way
And
soft.
it's called Dwarf. So I really like it. So that's the back color of the fabric. And of course it has the Valdani threads. And I'm not going to take these out. You can see them. The Valdani threads, they come in a spool. And it also had a Zappy Dot needle minder if you ordered the kit. Or I ordered the needle minder, I can't remember. But it is the needle minder, and it has part of the Quaker pattern on it. So,
yeah.
And you know me and my Quakers, I really like my Quakers. So, this already is going, watch, here it goes, into the bag.
And
So,
down falls the pen.
the pen fell. Okay, so this goes into the bag. This will go into my pile of get ready for starts for next year, because I have been doing and putting all of my, as I've been going through things and preparing for this WIP parade, I've been also looking at what do I have that's kitted and ready to go that I would want to do as a start. Virtual Stitchers on the 29th of the month, of each month next year, because it is a leap year. They are doing a start. So I'm joining in with them. So I'm trying to look at what are my top 12 must starts in the next year. Because as you can tell, we went from 0 WIPs to the WIPs we have now in the past year. More haul.
I wish I could see all of this.
Yeah, well, you don't want to. You will eventually. Okay, so I got a Gayron grime guard. I really like the grime guards that Gary and Ronnie do. They're wide, and I've talked about them before. Believe me, I don't get any kickbacks for talking about them. I just truly believe in their product. It is quality. They do have the size now on here that's 11 by 17. I think he still has some of the earlier grime guards that doesn't have the label, but his newer finishes does have the label. I needed some 11 by 17s because you're going to see I have some Haid started. And I just ordered more 11-inch and 17-inch Q snaps so that I can mix them to make an 11 by 17 because that's a good size for some bigger projects. So I ordered this one, and I also ordered this one, which is like haunted houses, and this is an 11 by 17. Can you see that fabric? So I ordered that one. And I asked Ronnie if he could change up my grime guard of the month because I felt like I had enough 8x8s, and asked if he could switch that to 11 by 17 for me. And he graciously did that. And so that will help me to kind of build up my 11 by 17 supply of grime guards. I also, if you've seen him, I don't know if you watch or follow, but check this out. Look at this bag. Look at this bag in the witches. Okay, here's the back. Can you see the witches? I'm trying to hold it there long enough that you can see it. The inside is witches' hats.
I thought you were going to say it's witched.
And it's brews, there's pumpkins, there's candles, there's skeleton hands, there's cauldrons, there's a broom and a watch. I mean, look at the inside of that. It's beautiful. So, if you remember our last video, I showed you my Barefoot Needle Arts Witch with my Slovak farm fabric. And you need remembrance. Yeah. There's the pattern. This is Moonlight Witch, and I'm doing it on...
You could just turn the...
I didn't want to turn around. It's beautiful fabric. This is from the Slovak farm fabric I'm going to be doing it on. Remember this? Okay. Sorry, I really like this color. I mean, it's just... Guys, look at that. Like, oh, I'm excited to stitch this. I'm excited to stitch on the fabric. I'm excited to stitch the pattern. I got my DMC floss. What I am missing is I need to get some graphite. Weeks Dye Works. I need to get 2 skeins of graphite. So I will get that, and this will be a new start. I may start this Halloween night here because...
Will you?
Yeah.
I mean, we got to start on November 1st.
No, I think I'm going to start it on Halloween night because it's a witch flying at night, and I figured that's Halloween. Why wouldn't you start a Halloween? I haven't done... Like Gary has been doing his Darktober. I haven't been doing any of that stuff. So I finished my Halloween Quaker. So now I need a new Halloween piece. So I'm going to use Barefoot Needle Arts, Moonlight Witch. And I'm not guaranteeing I will start this on the 31st. But chances are I might. And isn't this the perfect bag to put this witch in?
You sound like a schoolgirl whenever you're holding that fabric.
I feel like I'm happy as a schoolgirl. So, my witch is in my witch bag. Now I know. Okay.
Okay.
I know. Look at this. I got my Just Cross Stitch magazine. This is for the December issue, December 2019. I haven't even looked at it. I just opened it to get it out of the plastic to show you guys. I do see that there's a lot of Mill Hill bead sets on the back side. I still have to do my flamingo. I haven't started. It's sitting over there in my stitchy spot, and I keep looking at it, and then I keep shying away from it. I'll get to it. So, but there is that. Lindy Stitches had a free pattern up, and I'm not going to show you the pattern, but this is the what's it called? Little Urn of Horrors, and I thought, that's kind of fitting. I might need to stitch a plant someday. So I went ahead and printed that out, and I'll have that in the event I want to stitch a man-eating little Urn of Horrors. I think it's cute. I like Lindy Stitch's designs. I think she's kind of quirky, and I do like her designs. So you should look her up, Lindy Stitches. If you're questioning, if you want to check her out. I also came across an Etsy shop, and this person thought she could fly under the radar, but she is a virtual stitcher too, and I just found out. It's Connie G's Designs, and I purchased this pattern from her site. She was having a sale this last week, and I saw somebody stitching and was talking with Megan May, who's also on Virtual Stitchers, about doing this in a variegated floss. So I was at my local Michael's today, and I thought I've never tried the DMC variegated floss. So I tried to pick out two that I thought might be good peacock colors. I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on these, but I've never stitched with them, so I don't want to say that they wouldn't be pretty. But I have a yellow, yellow, green, and blue kind of color here. And on this side, it's like pink, blues, and purples, maroons. So I don't know which one I'm going to kind of go with. It's going to depend on my fabric, and I might try it out. So that is Connie G's Designs, and I will put her Etsy shop below if I can figure out how to do that, or Samantha can figure out how to do that.
Okay.
Another one of her designs I had to get is called Poetry in Motion, and it is basically like a full coverage piece. I don't know if you can see that.
It's like a little quilt.
It's as good as my printer is, but yeah, it looks like a little quilt. I was looking to see if there was another picture that was a little bit deeper colored. Oh, that's the pattern. I can't show you that. That's a colored pattern. So, okay, so I don't want to show you that. But Connie's used designs, and she has a lot of designs that are kind of like this. It's just
It's unique.
Yeah, go check her out and look her up. I don't think you will be disappointed. And the other thing that I got while I was at my local Michael's, because one, I had a 40% off, and then I had a 20% off my entire purchase from Joann Fabrics. So, you know, if Michael's uses Joann, so then you go shopping. So one of the things that I got was a floss organizer. Yep, just a plain organizer. Comes with the little plastic cards. Sorry for the glare. The reason why I purchased this is
It's good for hates.
it is really good for Heaven and Earth Designs.
Or
I
just
know.
full coverages in general.
Yeah. I know I said that I am not a bobbinator, and I'm not really a bobbinator. I do prefer teardrops. However, when you're doing a Hade, there's 80 colors. And you
Or
can
more.
look back here. This is what 80 colors of a Hade. Oh. Excuse me, Samantha.
It's okay.
Man down. Okay, so this is what 80 colors on teardrops look like.
Too much.
It's too much. It gets tangled. And so I was talking with the girls on Virtual Stitchers, and Lisa from Lisa Stitch and Such, which I will link her below. She is talented and has some beautiful stitches on her last video. She has made cards for her Hade. And what she does is she pulls a length of floss and she puts it in that card because she said, and it makes sense, Heaven and Earth Designs are meant to be year-long projects, few years, some people 10 or more years.
Probably, yeah.
Because they're bigger projects. They're full coverage. They take some time to do. She doesn't want to tie up a whole length of floss or a whole skein of floss in one project over 10 years if she can use that floss someplace else as well. And that makes sense to me. So let me see if I can pull this out real quickly to show you what I did. I took what she said to heart, and I made cards, and I don't know if it's in here or not. Yep, here they are. I got some poster board, I cut it into strips, and I made cards. So you can see, I punched holes in it, I put symbols and the numbers on it, and I thought, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Well, I don't know if I wanna do this, and I'll tell you why. Because I will get these tied up, and I'll end up with this again, that it's gonna be all tied and tangled, and I don't want a tangled mess. So then Isabel was on Virtual Stitchers, and I was showing her what I did. And she thought it was a great idea, too, that Lisa had about not tying up a whole skein, because when you get a Heaven and Earth pattern, it will tell you how many stitches of that color and how much of that skein is anticipated to be needed for that color. So some of those, you're getting a whole skein, and you only have 50 stitches in the whole pattern, or 100 stitches in the whole pattern. Well, you can definitely do that from a length of floss, so you don't need to tie up the whole skein for that one length. So Isabel, she's got a lot of Hades going in that was a good idea. And that's how I was able to kit up so many Hades this time. I got 3 that I kitted up, to be honest. Maybe 4, not sure.
A lot.
But Isabel had a good idea. She said, why not take the floss cards, and she's just going to put a length of floss on each card. Not the whole skein, but a length of floss. So this is for my story keep. And I think what I'm going to do at some point is take 1 or 2 lengths off of each one of these teardrops and put on the card and put it in a container like this. Put this back into my stash of floss so that I can use it for other projects as they come available. Is there a risk of having different die lots? Maybe. I mean, in 10, 15, 20 years, that's a possibility. But are you going to get more use out of this by utilizing it in other projects or having it sit up and fade away? I just that's what I'm thinking about doing. It's ever to each its own, but it is definitely some good discussion that we had on Virtual Stitchers, and I just thought it would be something nice to share with all of you too. So, if you like those kind of discussions, jump on Virtual Stitchers. You'll never know what they're going to be talking about next. So I think that is all my haul. So we had to take a brief pause so we could get set up for our WIP Parade.
WIP Parade.
Hope you're ready. Sit back.
And enjoy the ride, I guess.
Pause, go get your tea, go get your coffee, take your potty breaks, do whatever you got to do. Come back and get ready for a parade. We have decided that if it was something that was warranted, taking it off the Q-snap to give you, or the scroll rods to give you a better view of what we were stitching on, we did that. If it did not affect what you were going to be seeing, we left them on the Q-snap. So.
And she used all the Q-snaps. I only have 2 Q-snaps for my project, so.
Aww.
It just makes more work for her.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Were you asking them?
I was asking them if they were ready.
Oh. Okay.
All right, Samantha, you kick us off.
All right. So, here's my first Hade. Here's my advice from a caterpillar Hade. I finished a page from the last time you saw me, and I got a whole bunch done right here from our little getaway in Panera.
Mm-hmm. And that's on 25 count even weave?
Yes.
Okay.
Next. Bring that. I'll mess with that later. Here's my parchment tapestry. I didn't move the key snap, but there's only like 3 stitches that you're missing out on, so it's not that big of a deal. And I'm not sure what else I should say. Should I say commentary? I don't know.
Are you enjoying stitching on this?
I really am. The borders haven't been annoying, which people would think that they were. And whenever you really get stitching on them flowers for a long time, you really see faces in them, and it makes it look crazy.
Yep.
And I know that from StitchCon.
So, and this is Parchment Tapestry by Rosewood Manor. Do you know what fabric it's on?
I think it's on a Belfast linen.
Okay.
Or flex seed. I think it's Belfast. I think.
All right. Okay, next.
Okay. Putting them away as I go so I don't get mumbo jumbo or something. Okay.
I don't even know what some of these are, so I said pull all your whips, Samantha. Anything you've stitched on.
There's 2.
Oh, we haven't seen that one in a while. Do you need to put it in here?
Here's my little teacup thing. I just need to write tea in time, but I haven't put any thought into how I'm going to grid it or like get it ready, like have the letters on there. I'm very bad at speaking. Oh my gosh.
No, you're not.
But I need to put tea and time on the sides, and then I can finish it. So I'll probably have that done at some point in my life. And I need to finish this last teacup because there's not a handle.
Well, it looks like it's a close to being finished, so maybe you should focus on that to be done by December. So when we do our finishes for the year, you can show it as a finish.
All right.
Don't be too excited.
Here's this one. I think it's called like Plant a Tree or Save a Tree or something like that. And I was gonna give it to my 9th grade science biology teacher. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And there used to be flowers on the trees, but I turned them into apples. Because I like apple trees and apples. And, yeah. I think it says, like, save the environment, plant a tree or something down here.
So you're almost done with that one too, huh?
No. Like,
so that
almost
could be a
halfway.
focus to finish.
You know what? I'm going to say a lot of that on your side. You just prepare yourself.
I'm prepared.
Okay.
For somebody's... Now, what are we up to? 4?
Yeah. I didn't know if there was 2 projects in there. I forgot. I know there were teacups in there. I didn't know about the other one. Okay. Here's the sewing machine that has been the bane of my existence. I don't enjoy stitching it. I don't know what it is about it. It just, I don't, yeah. I don't want to stitch on this. But, it's looking good, I think. I think it's turning out okay. I mean, if I don't like, if I'm not enjoying stitching it now, imagine the back stitching on it.
Well, that would be one of those projects you stitch on for a challenge when you need to do 200 stitches in yellow.
I do.
You pull something like that out that, you know, you push through those hard points where a project will tend to kind of stall out because you're no longer in love with it anymore. And then you get a challenge and the challenge kind of pushes you past it. And then most people will start loving their projects again. I don't know that I'll love that dimensions kit though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when I'll reach that phase.
So that's 5, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, Dad's calling.
He'll be all right.
Okay. Here's my seize the day stitch along.
I need to put this on a board here to kind of stretch it out.
Here's my seize the day stitch along. Did they finish it already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. I still need to finish a section underneath the sea that came out recently. And I still need to do all the top bit above the ocean, water, whatever.
Okay.
I really like stitching on this, and usually whenever I do stitch on it, I get a lot done on it in a period because, you know, the motifs or whatever are small, and there's always something different. So.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's 6.
Do I need to keep a tally on yours?
Well, no, I'm just keeping track.
Okay.
In case you want to know how many whips you started this year.
Okay. I like this one. This is a good one.
Okay.
I have my Quaker Crow. I worked on it whenever we were on our little, what is it called? The place with the bell. The church. What is it?
That was in Indiana, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
The Hemmed In.
Yeah, we were at the Hemmed In. And I started it, I believe, and I got a lot done. And then I worked on it once for another challenge, and I really like the color.
I do too. That's pretty. I'm anxious to see that one develop more.
Turn into a bird.
Mm-hmm. And we'll have insert pictures of the finished projects. We should have been putting them in as we've been going along. So Samantha's all about that, right?
There's going to be a lot of projects that you have over there that don't have pictures yet.
If we have a picture. I don't want to take away from Samantha's stitchy time.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, it's Friday.
That's 7, by the way.
It's Friday. I know. I don't like your attitude. Oh, I haven't stitched on this one. It's all them blended threads. That's why I haven't stitched on one. I bet.
I've been seeing that finished from people.
I don't care.
Okay.
This is my stitch along. I think I stopped at like week 4 or 5 or something. Because they were pumping them out too quick and I couldn't catch up. And there's a lot of blended threads. It's the Golden Girls. It's beginning to look like the Golden Girls.
Yeah, mine became a UFO of never happening.
Yeah, so. She gave up not even after the first week. So I was like, Mom,
I'm not going to stitch the Golden Girls. That's not my thing. Samantha likes the Golden Girls, and I'm not saying that the Golden Girls. I don't want to stitch the Golden Girls. I don't have any place I'd put it.
She'd put it.
Yeah, I don't have any place I would put it. So
I'd find a place.
well, you can when you finish yours. You can put it in your house.
Oh, now we're
I think we're up to 8. You have a lot more than you thought you had.
No, I knew I had at least like around 12.
Wow. I didn't know you had that many.
Oh yeah, this is a nice bag. And I never finished this string because we were at that place where Dad couldn't catch a fish.
Oh, you need to put that in behind the...
It's a little bird. It's a bluebird.
Let me help you.
There we go. It's a little kit. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
It's cute. I like it. I like blue. I like birds. It's alright.
Okay. Was that 9?
8.
8. Okay. Just helping you keep track.
Don't worry. I got it.
You're like a pro, Samantha.
I know, right? I can count everything.
You can count and make X's and everything.
I don't like this one either. I feel like it'd be cute if it was done. I just don't want to stitch on it.
Well, now you kind of remind you. I know one of the things that I got reminded of is my projects and how much they will work into
There we go.
challenges.
I think this one would be cute if it was stitched for me instead of me stitching it for someone else. Because I don't know. I don't have a cat. I used to have a cat.
Well, maybe someday you'll have a cat again.
Probably. I could see it. They're not my least favorite animal. So they're up there.
So that's 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just reviewing my math skills.
All right, let's keep moving. I'm impressed you have stitches in all these things.
Well, yeah. It's not a whip unless it's a work in progress.
That's what a whip is, work in progress.
I'd make sure which way was up. Okay. That's a stiff 8 right there. Oh,
It is pretty stiff, huh?
Well, I haven't stitched on it a lot. I remember I started and stitched this in a Barnes & Noble forever and a day ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably 60 stitches, maybe.
Isn't that interesting how you remember where you were when you started that?
Well, it's because I only stitched on it one time.
Well, but still, people relate things that they watch on television, a movie, a season, a store where they were at when they stitched on it. They remember that. When you look at that piece, you're going to remember where you were when you started it. So when you're 25 and you finally have it all finished, you'll look back and be like, I remember when my mom and I went to Barnes & Noble and sat and started and I stitched that.
I'll probably give it away to somebody.
Well, there you go. There is that.
How many is that?
That was 10.
Yeah, it was. Good job. You remember. This looks so small. Oh, okay. I want to make sure the pattern was on the back of it. I pay attention quite well.
You should try not to store them rolled up because they are leaving rolls on your fabric.
Yeah, well. Here's my little ice castle project. Also, I also started and stitched that at the Hidden Inn. What was it called?
Here, can you take that out of the plastic? I can't get the glare off. All right, so there's her castle. And here's the pattern.
There you go.
So you can see. There you go.
Yeah.
And that is a Shannon Christine designed ice castle. And she got this pattern when we were at Needle in Hand in Boardman, Ohio.
I think, right?
Yep. Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's 11 whips, Mom.
Wow, 11 whips,
And
Samantha.
that doesn't count the one that will soon be. So I'm right. I was close to 12.
Okay.
And there's a stitch in everything.
There is. Okay.
That's it. That's all my whips. That was my whip parade. Sorry, I'm not good at speaking.
You did just fine. You did just fine. Do you want to tell them what about November 1st?
I'll save that for the end. It's a surprise.
Okay. All right. How long? What's our time?
We're fine. We are way fine. We're good.
Okay. All right, everybody. Here comes my whips, and I have more than 12.
Oh yeah, definitely. I could easily. Whenever I was doing that, I was like, man, if this is 11, I don't know how many that is.
I'm gonna hand them over to you too.
Okay.
In no particular order. Just know that these were all started in the last year for whatever reason, and I will tell you what I know if I can find it readily. If I can't find it readily, then
Ask us about it and we'll help you.
yeah, ask and we'll help you. I don't know what to do. Sorry, I don't want to show you the pattern.
You don't got a picture of it?
All my pictures are up on the board, so I don't store my pictures in with the pattern. So here.
Put that down there because I could see this.
So this is Dorothy's Discovery, and I'm close. I think basically now I just need to do the words. And what I realized is this is going to work with the current challenge that I have, and I've been sitting here racking my brain. What have I shortened, or what have I kind of messed up and ran with it? And actually, I shortened that basket by a whole row because I was off on my stitches and it didn't work any other way. So I shortened the basket and thought that's not noticeable, right? So there you have it. I still have to do the wording, and whoops, I need to put the yellow brick road on, and there's a little Emerald City up here, but I don't know if I'm going to put Emerald City in there or not. What? I don't know. I might not. And my little doggy needle minder. So I'm going to pass them to you. If you could put them back in the bag. That way we can keep things flowing.
Flowing and going.
Flowing and going. The next project I have is the Autumn Quaker. And I have not done much on this. This is a Rosewood Manor.
And it's a sow.
And it's a stitch along. And I haven't done a whole lot. Sorry. Here we go. And I have not taken it off the snap because I thought to get it on this bugger. I'm not taking it off till I have to move it. So there we are with the Autumn Quaker sow. And this is on a picture of this plus fabric, doublooned, 28 count, and with the Valdani threads. This is another sow that I was talking about. Sunshine Stitchers is doing.
That is a big bag. Dang.
This is a big bag. Your grandmother made me this big bag. It works well. It's just fits that 11 by 17 in there just perfect. So we're going to kind of separate these into projects that are close to a finish and projects that are not. So Dorothy, we will keep as a close. This one is not.
Well,
That's definitely going to be a next year stitch.
It's not even a page finish.
This project is Star House of the Pines. It's on a 32 count linen vanilla latte, and this one is close to a finish.
And I'm upset that you didn't finish it.
I am going to finish. This is my goal, is to get this finished before the end of the year. And this is where we are currently, and I want to have this done at the end of the year. The only thing I have left is to finish this, see this coil here. I need to finish that coil over here and put Home Sweet Home across. And I think there might be a little, some kind of a motif in here or something in here.
There's little symbols or whatever.
Yeah. So easily could be done if I just buckled down and actually did it. So my goal is this will be a 2019 finish.
Easy.
And you will see that we're going to do a finish parade in the end of December. So we'll see if I met that goal or not. All right. So I will give that to you.
Wow, I didn't realize how close the new year was.
Yeah, it's coming.
I'm ready. I love
this. Is another one that's probably close to. I could probably finish.
Easy.
If I really wanted to. I'm sorry, I'm trying to pull out because some of these I put tags on as to what they were and others I did not. This was started because of a challenge, thanks their Daily 30 group. I don't always start projects for challenges, but that one I don't really have any fall things at the time. So I started this. This came out of Just Cross Stitch Magazine, Halloween 2019 edition. And I have it on, wonder if I wrote it in the book. I keep a little book, but in with my patterns. It's a Silk Weaver Signature Even Weave and 28 count. So those are some trees. There's a little house. There's a trail that comes down from the house, and over here's a bigger tree. So that's the only thing. And I have to do some back stitching to finish it up. Put some wheels on the cart, and that's about it. And then that one will be done. So that maybe will get done this year.
You could do it. You just don't want to stitch on it.
No, I could probably do it.
No, I know you could. You could do it.
Oh, here's this. This should be pinned up there.
I know, yeah.
That's where it went. Okay,
I
so
think so, sure.
This is my Oben. I don't know. It's called Keeper of the Light. It is a Russian design. And I have my little guy here. This is what he will look like. Here, take him out of the package, would you? Show you what he looks like finished.
It's open from
This
the
has
bottom.
been kind of like a travel project for me intermittently because it was pretty easy. I needed just some fill-in stuff. There is a lot of back stitching.
Oh my gosh, they use some sticky stuff for this thing.
Yeah. And this is what it will look like when it's finished.
I think the boys think I'm getting hot.
Can you shut the door, please? As you can hear, our dogs are yelping. So, they're downstairs. We put them away because there's just too much here to be dealing with Chihuahua dogs. So, there we go. So that's what that will look like when it's finished. Can we not crinkle?
Sorry. You just got
There you
some
go.
loud packaging over here.
So, this is not going to be done this year. But I might work on it for Christmas month. I might work on it in December. Oh, that needs to go in there too. Then we have, this is our Little House Needleworks Early Americans. And actually, I just started this not very long ago. I haven't worked on this in a while. And I should have. It would have worked on a couple of challenges. And I haven't. I'm not taking this one off. But I'm doing this in a Valdani thread because I bought it from the shop. And the shop I bought it from, that's what they have. And they had a conversion there for it. And so I'm making this more of a bell pull as 2. And then you go down, there'll be 2. And then another 2. And then there's 1 at the very bottom. So there you have it. I just loosened it up on the scroll rod so you could see it. So that's where we're at with that.
Oh, I remember this fabric.
And put that in there. And that's the Early Americans. It's a 9-part series if you do all of them. The next one that I have for this year, have you been counting it all?
Oh,
No.
no.
I was just curious.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This whip is on Colored Linen Duck by Regency. It's a 28 count even weave, peach in color, and it is the Coffee Quaker. And this is where I am at. First I drink, and I think it says then I do all the things, and it's a Quaker, and I'm enjoying the stitching on this, but I needed that for a challenge, and I haven't really been back to it since. So this will be my 2020 finish grouping. Won't be finishing it this year.
Have you been counting?
No.
Oh, jeez, what
Okay.
a slacker.
My second largest whip, and we haven't seen in a while, has been my Shores of Hockran Hollow. And I left this on my rod, so bear with me. This is...
I thought that was
might have to
backwards
stand
for
up.
a second.
I did too, because my back is looking good, huh?
It does, yeah.
So this is my Shores of Hockran Hollow, and I have the top 4 blocks completely finished. If you remember, I did some videos where we talked about this one as my mother-in-law's memorial block that I made it instead of John Pomfrey. I started the center one this week for a challenge. Here's some water down here. And there's another block here, and then there's a whole nother row. So this will be one of my 2020 hopefully finishes, but this is not going to be finished this year. So
I mean, you got 5 blocks done.
so, but I do like how it's looking, and this is on Picture This Plus 28 count ale, is the fabric. So I do like how that's turning out, but it is kind of long and unwieldy sometimes to work with. All right.
That's definitely that you could finish.
This is a definite finish for the year. This is my little Rudolph. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's a Heinz It design. I got it from Just Stitching in Strongsville, Ohio. They had a model there that I liked. It was on white. I put this on an antique green linen. I just need to fill in the wording down here and do the Rudolph R-U and finish the D, I think, and give him antlers and then
put the bell on.
Put the bell on him, and he'll probably be done. So I've been using him for my trick or treat challenge, pop-up challenge for Daily 30 group, where you go to 25 different people and they're handing out trick or treat candy. It's actually quite fun. I'm handing out Zagnuts because I didn't see anybody else that had Zagnuts up. And the goal is to get 25 different candies from your trick or treating, and you do 50 stitches to everybody, and you post on their post your 50 stitches. And they give you your candy, and you put it on yours, and you collect all 25 Halloween candies. So I've been using it for that, but that one is an easy stitch. I took it with me today for my mammogram and was sitting in the waiting area stitching on it. So you're still with me?
Who, me? Or them?
Them. Okay, so this is, I didn't take this out. I'm not gonna. I didn't.
Deal with it.
Just not. This is one of my newer starts.
Worked on it in Panera Bread.
I worked on it at Panera Bread, and I'll give you, this is Stone Street Stitchworks, Susan B. Sampler. Just to tell you, this is what it will look like. This is where I'm at. So this is a beautiful, easy stitch. I really am enjoying it. It's an easy pattern to follow. I am going to be stitching more on this later today because I'm going to use that house for a challenge that I need to stitch on something with an entryway. So I'm going to come down here and start building the house. So there you have that. And I really like the colors. They're like a, I don't want to say primitive, but they're kind of like a primitive. The blues and the creams are kind of like vintagey.
Modern, primitive.
I don't know. I mean, they're... Oh, and look. I am doing this on a 28 count mushroom Lugana. Don't give up on your gift tags, people. They come in handy because you can put them with your projects and then you know what you got. So, but yeah, there's some pretty colors in there. So, some reds. It's not Vicky's Cupid red, but it'll do. Okay. So I'm going to give you, and that's in my Nursing Gay Run bag. I love this bag. And it's a perfect fit for that Q Snow. So, okay. There you go.
Okay.
My Autumn Quaker bag from Gay Run has a new resident living in it. And that would be my Sociable Scarecrow. Gary started on this. I saw he posted and said, hey, what day are you working on yours? And we can work on them on the same day, which is really cool. But I've been working on mine when I need it for a challenge. So this is where I'm at with my Sociable Scarecrow. Sorry. I needed to stitch on something with claws, and my bird had claws, and so that was the last time I stitched on it. Was for a challenge. Again, this is another fun stitch. I just... You know, when you get a lot of whips, you kind of forget what you have out there. So I want to work some more on this in November and maybe make some more of an effort on it. But it probably will not be done. My goal for this, and I'm putting this out into the cosmos, is to have this done and FFO'd, finally finished, for next November. Before next November. That's my goal.
Oh, that's a good goal.
Is that a good goal?
I think so.
And that is on, let me find my tag. That's on, what is that on? Dried Thistle, hand-dyed fabrics by Stephanie. It's a 32 count Lugana that I put that on, and it's beautiful colors. So yeah, that is for the next year to get finished. I should have Samantha writing down my goals. I'm gonna have to watch a video so I can remember what's up on par for the goals.
I'll watch the video. Anyway.
Okay. This is a bluebird salute.
Yep.
And a bluebird salute, and I have it on wisteria, 28 count linen. Again, I used this for some challenges that I had to stitch on white, so I did the white stripes of the flag. There's a bluebird that's holding that flag, and this is by, I believe,
Misty Purcell.
Misty Purcell. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And it's a bluebird salute. So, and I am doing it on, I didn't do a conversion per se, but I am doing it with sulky threads. So I have sulky threads, and I just looked at the picture and tried to kind of come up with my own on the sulky threads because I wanted to try something different. And it's a signature, Silk Weaver signature, 28 count linen wisteria. Okay?
Taking my job.
Thank you. Next up, hope you guys are liking this. This is our first WIP parade. I've never done this. Sometimes it's an eye-opener. This is...
Has it opened your eyes?
I got a lot of WIPs. I need to get some... And I have a lot of finishes, too, to be fair.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of finishes. So, I have here on 28 count... Or, sorry, I lied. 32 count lamb's wool. It was gifted to me by a friend. It's called The Anniversary by Lilo Studio. And she gifted this, I believe it was off of 123 Stitch, because she's sneaky. And she was here, and she saw it on my wish board, in my, on my list, and got online and purchased that. So, there is where I'm at so far this year. Mm-hmm. Again, this is another one I've really been enjoying stitching on. I just have been kind of saving out for challenges, but when I need to stitch green, I'm good to go with this one. But it is a nice stitch. So I have been enjoying it. So there you go.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna put you back to work.
Okay.
Here's one that I started barely, and this came
Oh, so
out,
you actually did start.
I told you I did.
I didn't think you did.
I did. This came from 2018 December issue of Just Cross Stitch. And it's a pattern called Away in a Manger. And it's by Nancy Greenberg of the Pickle Barrel Designs. And honestly, I had a piece of scrap fabric and I thought I would try this because it's going to be an ornament. That's as far as I got.
Ma, did you think that you can get this finished? Yes.
Probably not.
Okay.
At least it's not a quick one. So... I thought that it has Away in a Manger, no crib for his bed, and there's some leaves down here, and then it's got the baby manger. Yeah.
Did you...
I don't know if I messed up and I decided I was done at that point, or what happened there. But, or if I just decided I had to start and I was moving on. I did give a valiant effort to doing Flossmas last year, and a lot of those I finished, but I didn't do one every day. Like some people were doing a new ornament every day, and when I start something, if I'm enjoying it, I like to keep stitching on it, so that gets me in trouble.
Was that like a mania start? Because that makes sense.
No, it was during last December. It was last December when I started that, so, and that's as far as I got.
What? Okay.
Okay, we're getting there. This one is...
You didn't start that one.
Well,
no, you did.
This is Liberty Sam. This is my working copy. Planned on doing this. Got it ready to go. Even got my little army boot needle minder. And got my starting pin in. And that's as far as I got. I don't know what I was doing. But
she pulled it out of the bag and just smiled. I was like, what are you laughing at? I saw it and I started laughing.
So that's as far as I got. So maybe this will be a start. It is kitted. It's ready to go. Obviously, I even have whisper thread. I mean, I've got everything in here. I don't know why it got that far and that was it. So, it needs to... Maybe that'll be one of my July... Maybe that'll be my July 29th start for the 4th of July. Or if another patriotic thing comes up for a challenge, I'll have to do that. This is
Neat. That looks cool.
This is Home is Where You Hang. What is it called? May Our Handworks. What does this say? Home is Where You Hang Your Needlework. It's from Homespun Elegance, designed by Sandra Sullivan. And this is one of my earlier patterns that I started. So good luck with me telling you anything about this. As a matter of fact, here's my DMC floss. I don't have it bobbinated. I have some of them on little rings. I use two primary colors, DMC 938 and DMC 3721. So there you have it. That's got some more stitching to do on that. Could that be done this year? Yeah, it could be. We could put this into you can work on that to try and get it finished.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not much. It's got a lot of little emblems, but not much.
Okay.
Next. Ooh, I'm glad you guys say you like a WIP parade. Make sure you tell me if you liked ours because it's a lot. This is Barefoot Needle Arts design, and let me see if I got it's in my Aeron bag here.
Oh, we're a bit of a mess, but it's all right.
Yeah, we're a bit of a mess right now. If you remember, Amy from Barefoot Needle Art is changed. There's a duck on the original. It says the best memories are made by the lake is what it will say. And there was a duck over here. I asked her to change it out for a fish. And this has little cat tails. And there's a bass fish. This could be done this year.
Easy.
So, and it's got my needle minder from our friend Selena in Hawaii. Serena. Oh my gosh. Serena in Hawaii. So there's my little needle minder on there. So yeah, that one will be done soon. Put that in to be done this year. We want it to be done this year. The next one is a Hello Pumpkin, and it was a mystery Sal.
Oh, I still like that pumpkin.
I do like the colors. This is I did with started it on May 15th, 2019. It is on a 28 count Joblin Vanilla Latte. And you can see most people have gotten this finished, I think. I have not, and I've not taken it off the snaps. I'm debating, could I get this done this year? There's a lot of stitching left to do in that tree. I could get a Q-snap move this year. But this is hand-dyed fabric by Stephanie, and it's Vanilla Latte Joblin fabric. And I believe it is 28 count. So that's that. All right. That's 2 containers down.
How many containers left to go?
That. The other Caterpillar cross stitch mystery Sal that I have been working on has been Seize the Day. And I did take this off the Q-snap because it needed to come off the Q-snap for me to show where I was. Whoops, sorry. And all of the design is out. I am woefully behind. I need to do a plain across here. There is a flag that's supposed to go, I believe, over here, and it has the year on it, but I will wait until I'm closer to a finish to do that. And then down here at the bottom will be the under the sea type stuff
that I have on mine.
That Samantha has on hers that I don't have done on mine. So there is that.
So if we just cut our projects in half, we could just almost have a full one done.
Yeah. Yeah, you went down and I went up. Mm-hmm. And I think, not sure what fabric I put this on. And I don't have a tag on the floss, so I don't know what fabric that is. It might be written in there somewhere, but you can straighten that out. Okay, then I was doing teacups, which started the whole thing down this rabbit hole of cross stitch in heaven that I find myself in. And that is just another button company did pre-patterns for teacups, and it was a teacup for each month. And I have made some progress on this July teacup. I do have a couple of the months finished, but not all of them. I did not take this out of the Q-snap. This is the July teacup, and I have basically the cup done. I got to do the handle. One of the things I noticed though, and I'm going to take this handle out, is the variegation of the floss. It's a wonderful variegation. However, my variegation is going back and forth this way because this is the way I'm stitching it. And I think because it's the handle, it would look better as long striations. So I'm going to do up and down stitching instead of going across, so that my variegation will go up and down. I think it'll look better. So I just started. You can see some of that variegation. It kind of was iffy to begin with because it matches that background fabric. So I'm just kind of watching it to see. And that's just another button company, July. Okay.
Sorry, you got a lot of. I'm running out of space to put these things.
Then we have our new Schweinstein
Castle.
castle. This is on a 14 count Ada. This was just recently started in, I believe, this past month actually.
Yeah.
So I did not take it off of my scroll rods, but you can see how far I am. I started the peak on the castle. It's not as wide as I thought it would be, but it is full coverage. And this was based off, I purchased this pattern because it reminded me of my husband and I's wedding, honeymoon. We were in Germany, and the Neuschwanstein Castle was one of the castles that we toured there. So I wanted to stitch that. And that's as far as I got on that so far, because I started down a different rabbit hole, and so this one hasn't called to me as loudly as some of the others that I have started. So those are my kind of like my regular starts. Okay, then we fall down the Heaven and Earth Design Enabling Rabbit Hole. So
Yes.
bear with me. I think, oh nope, I forgot one. How could I forget this one? Did you hear Samantha sighing? I just heard her sigh for real. This is the sewing machine dimensions kit.
Bane of our existences.
I did not unwrap it from the scroll because I just not. This is a project I work on. If I have a challenge that fits it, it is not my go-to. I must stitch on it. It is an easy fabric to see. It's 14 count Ada, but it's just not. It's just not for me. I don't know. Somebody will get this someday when I finish it. So there is that. Okay.
Oh, I thought this was in the back.
Then we talked about the Haida rabbit hole. So Haida rabbit hole. So one of my new starts has been a story keep, and this is a Heaven and Earth design. And the story keep is Wolf Countess, and it's by Michelle Sayeda. I think I'm saying that right. Heaven and Earth design. Here is the pattern, and this is where I'm at. So you can see just a little bit of her hair done here. I'm about to start into her face. It's only about 2 inches wide and 12 inches high. I've learned a lot starting this. I need to get better with my parking. I think I've improved. It's definitely given me a good idea of what I need to do. So, and it is on my baby scroll rods.
Yeah, that's tiny.
Yep. And I don't think that's on a 25 count even weave pre-gridded fabric. So that goes with that.
Mm-hmm.
I also started in the last year another story keep called Rise of the Witches, which was to be 6 inches by 16 inches, 6 inches wide by 16 inches high. This is the pattern, and this is by Lisa Park, and it is Rise of the Witches. I did the pattern in a large format. That is the pattern, and remember when I was talking about those 11 by 17 Q-snaps?
Oh wow, you had a lot done on that.
So this is where I am at. Because I'm doing this on a 14 count Ada, it is turning out to be bigger than the 6 inches by the 16 inches. Again, lesson learned. It is fun to stitch. However, I haven't stitched on it for a little while. I haven't even got my first page finished. I think I'm about half a page in. And I started contemplating if I wanted to change the fabric out and not have it on the 14 count. But now that I'm looking at it in the camera there, it doesn't look bad, I don't think. What do you guys think? I mean, my coverage is pretty good. I am doing it in full cross. And I believe I'm doing 2.
Yeah.
Yep. 2 over 1. It's 2 over 1.
Oh,
because it's Ada. Yeah, because it's Ada. So definitely again learned some stuff with that. I started doing blocks, and then I started trying to go on the diagonal. I do like the diagonal. I do like how that's turning out though, because when you look at that, you can see.
That didn't work in your favor.
There, you can see where I'm at right there across the top. So there you have it. Okay, so, but it is definitely going to end up wider than and longer. And boy, I hope my fabric's big enough. I should have calculated it, right?
I think you did.
This is my most recent start.
Is it? Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This is my most recent start. And I'm going to show you this. Look at the colors. This is artwork by Ching Chow Cook, I think is how you say it. That's what she will look like. And I got to say, this is not something I would typically pick up for myself. But after seeing other people stitching on Hades, Isabel, like Jess Marie does stuff, I have gotten a whole newfound appreciation for the Hade because the pictures don't do them justice. They do not do them justice at all. So again, I went to my local Staples, had them spiral bound this so that I could do my project. I'm not going to show you the project, but you can see where I started highlighting. I also have Pattern Keeper on my 7-inch Amazon Kindle Fire that I typically use the Pattern Keeper to stitch, but I use this as my backup as well. And make sure I mark it off when I finish a whole square so that if something happens to the Pattern Keeper, I always have a backup. I don't know. I'm just weird that way.
It's all right.
But this is my start, and I just started that, was it last weekend? Or was it a day this week?
I don't know.
When did I start this?
Where's the book at?
It's in here in my book somewhere. Here we go. 21st of October, I started this.
So like 4 days ago, right?
So 4 days ago. And I got a little bubble up here at the top. So lots of fun doing it on the angle, playing around with the parking. This one is on 25 count, even weave, and it's pre-gridded. I got from 1, 2, 3 stitch. I am stitching this 1 over 1. So a little bit different stitching technique. So those are my current Hades. I'll give you that. And that, my friends, is where we are this year. So
You had like 25-ish.
I have no plans to start anything else new.
That's a lie.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
I have no plans to start anything else new this year. I wanted to do this WIP Parade on our stitching anniversary, which is October, because I wanted to see what I had, what has kind of gotten forgotten about, what is left, what is close to a finish, what I can focus on and finish over the next 2 months until the end of the year.
How did you get this all in here? My goodness. That's not happening.
There you go. Okay. So this has given me a better idea of, okay, this is where I'm at now. I know this is not going to be finished this year. So let's put that on the back burner. And let's look at, not to say that I won't stitch on them because I will, but let's look on and focus on the ones that are really close to a finish and really put some power in behind them and get them out of the way for this year, get them finished, and so I don't have to roll them into next year. We will do a finishing video at the end of December for all of our finishes for what we still have. We gifted a lot of things, but what we still have we'll show. I do keep a book. I am going to do a video about the book. I shared it with the women that we were stitching with last Sunday. I don't know if they thought I was crazy or if they felt like it was good information, but it worked for me. And I've already started to put my 2020 book together. A lot of challenges are coming out, so I'm starting to get a little bit more nervous with all the challenges that are being proposed over the next year as to which ones I'm going to be able to participate in, because you do want to pick the right group and the right things. So that being said, Virtual Stitchers has been the right group for us. Would you agree?
I agree.
You agree. We get on Zoom. We enjoy the company. There's many people in there. Deborah, she has been new. I believe there's Casey has been there. Garrett was on the other night. And I'm not name dropping. I'm just, you know what, they're friends that I feel like we visit with all the time, and I look forward to getting home from work and being able to get on the computer and be able to visit and talk with other people that stitch with like we do. Through the course of all of these Heaven and Earth, the gifts and random act of kindness, we decided to dub November 1st our Haid Start Day night evening event. It's not going to be a live event, but we are going to be on Zoom, and we're going to be starting our different projects. And like I didn't have enough, Samantha is going to go to 12. So do you want to show what you've got, or do you want me to show mine first?
Can we do them both at the same time?
No, you need to show, no.
No. Okay. Wow. For my November 1st start, you probably already seen it, probably looked it up, because I mentioned it in the video before this one, I'm pretty sure.
Said how much she wanted it for her birthday. And thank you, by the way. Many of you had reached out to me to ask me if Samantha, if I had indeed purchased this for her during the sale, or if you had all offered to purchase it for her and send it to her as a surprise. So I do want to thank you for everyone that reached out that wanted to surprise Samantha. I beat you to it.
Okay.
All right, show them.
It's my Capricorn. Actually, I should probably like... There we go. I'm smart.
There you go.
Ooh, look at all that.
Can you see that? So there's her Capricorn. She's been drooling over it, looking at the pattern. It is by
multiple times.
Artwork by Josephine Wall, and this will finish 18 inches wide and 22 5/8 inches tall on a 25 count fabric. I don't remember what fabric you decided to go with.
18 Ada.
So she's doing an 18 count Ada, and actually the long tubes at Michael's.
Yeah. It's like 29 inches by 36
it was
or something.
just enough to give her a 2-inch border. It was just big enough for her to be able to do this on it. So, and that's what she wanted. Look at her smiling. She's got her floss bobbinated.
It took a long time.
She's ready to go. So this is going to be her November 1st start, girls. And yes, now Mom has to come up with something else for her birthday.
Hey, be gentle.
And for me, and along with about 4 or 5 other people, that was in
Words?
Virtual Stitchers, we're going to be doing a quick stitch Phantom of the Opera by Amy Stewart. One of our friends, Beth Ann, is currently stitching on this. I think she's on
instigator, you mean?
And she's an instigator enabler. She has on page 3. I think she'll probably finish up page 3 because she is plowing through. She's already started like a corner of the piano. But so you can see, I'm trying to get it close. Artwork by Amy Stewart, and you can see the picture does not do it justice, and I don't know that it would have called to me had it not been for her showing me her progress on Virtual Stitchers. And in the end result of that, Lisa from Stitch and Such also joined in, and she has her project kitted and ready to go. So this will be a November 1st start, and I believe there's a couple other people, if I remember correctly.
There has to be like 4 or 5 of them doing that same
There's
project.
even a couple people that were adamant, like Glenna was adamant she wasn't going to do a Heaven and Earth design, and she was racked with a Heaven and Earth design, and she's putting it together so she can start with us too. And I saw Vicky on Stitch and Button. It's got a pattern that's under the Sea World, I believe is what it's called. Yeah. Don't quote me. But it's beautiful. Beautiful colors. It's one of those ones that's going to be probably on my wish list, but I'm anxious to see her stitching that to see how it's looking first. And I'm going to do this on an 18 count Ada Easy Grid fabric.
Hers is gridded, mine's not.
Mine's gridded. I got this because I was told to give it a try. It's a little stiffer than the even weave, but I'm going to give it a try. To give you an idea of how big that project's going to be, that's how big it's going to be on, probably it'll go this way. I'm probably going to have to check that. And that's on 18 count. So.
Yeah.
And I may do this 18 count. I might do it 2/1. I don't know. So we'll see what my coverage is. So that is my start for November 1st.
This is my start for November 1st. We got our starts for November 1st.
We got our starts for November 1st. Anything else? Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, guys, gals, I hope you enjoyed our WIP parade. I know it took us a long time. If you saw something that you liked, please email me. I do try and, we tend to put a lot of information in the comments in that box that's below, and a lot of people don't even know how to get to that. So our email is there. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe. We do try and do a video every week to 2 weeks. It's depending on school functions and what's going on and if we have something to show you.
Yeah.
So you have seen all of our WIPs and where we're currently at.
Any project that has at least a stitch in it, except for the one project that you didn't have a stitch in.
Yeah. Except for about one that didn't have a stitch, but it had a pin in it.
It counts.
It counts. So if there is anything that you saw, you have questions about, please feel free to ask. We will do our best. We're new stitchers ourselves. Mm-hmm. That being said, there's a lot of WIPs here and a lot of them that are real close to finishes. So I think I'm going to be pushing some of them out over the next couple of weeks. Maybe that'll be focus. Will depend on the challenges. So anything else? So we want to wish you, from the both of us, happy stitching, everyone. Bye.
Bye.